Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Nick Month 2. This time it's personal, and we are going to look at an iCarly special all the way back in 2008 ish. And that is iFight Shelby Marx. And this brought in the. I turned it off, otherwise I would have looked. Victoria Justice, who before this was on Zoe 101, but now she's playing this. She'd be on Victorious afterwards, obviously. But yes, and in this special, Carly is going to have an exhibition fight with CFC fighter, because I can't say UFC, Shelby Marx. Was only 15, and that's an issue in itself. But yeah. In the B plot, Spencer is taking this experimental allergy medication. I totally forgot about that subplot. Me having allergies in the last one. That's a coincidence. But even I wouldn't take this medicine because of the stuff. Muscle spasms, sweating, being constantly thirsty. What else was there? Itchy all the time. I'm already itchy enough. I'd rather just sneeze. But, yeah. So we start with a yawn, apparently. So the episode starts. I had to make sure I was done yawning. The episode starts with Carly and Sam. And Sam comes back and she comes in and she wants to watch Shelby Marx fight. Yes. I don't remember if there's an iCarly bit before this or not. Just start off here, I think. I don't know. But she wants to order the pay-per-view and wants to know the pay-per-view password. Don't you just have to... What password? Because you want pay-per-view, there's two ways, at least here, with Spectrum. You take the remote. This is what I use now because I have the app. But you take the remote, you scan, you go to On Demand, and you pick the pay-per-view you want to buy. Or you can go to the pay-per-view channels and scroll and pick something. That's what you do. Even back in 2008, whatever it was. Or you used to have to get on the phone and call and say, I want to get the WCW Road Wild 95 pay-per-view. Please? You know, that sort of thing. I never heard of no password. Unless it's a parental control password. But he still lets them watch it, though. His pay-per-view password is 1234. And it's $80, but for the HD version it's $100. That is a reality. But like, and they do sort of comment on like, because they have the fight and it's over real quick, and that happens with fights. I've been around. We ordered UFC fights. My folks ordered the what was it? Conor McGregor, McGregor Mayweather fight, and see they put a bunch of preliminary fights on there before the main event because if it just put one fight, you're paying $80 to $100 for a fight that could last like 5 minutes, right? That's why I put a bunch of the other ones on there. When I was at my grandma's house, we ordered the Lesnar Carwin fight, I think it was. for UFC 118 or something like that. I had a poster of it, and they saw it, and they wanted. Don't know if I wanted to. My grandpa would order it because he was a boxing guy. My grandpa liked to watch the boxing on the HBO, so yeah, I used to watch that with him growing up. So we ordered that. We watched that, and it was yeah, it was. But yeah, there was a lot of preliminary fights, and that fight didn't go that long. So it's like, they had a comment where it's over right away. But during this introduction, they say she's 15 fighting in the CFC. And I'm sorry, but I don't think they'd allow you to fight in these kind of sports. This is not wrestling. This is full contact sport. This is a full contact sport. UFC is more real than wrestling. Wrestling is also not 100% fake either. For those of you who say, "Oh, wrestling is fake." Yeah, stuff is predetermined, and they do gimmick out certain aspects like tables and such. But the bumps they take are real. Don't ever take away from them. My brother used to say that wrestling sucks because it's fake. And there was one point we were at the hotel because we had family in town, and my aunt gave me the remote. So I picked wrestling. It was Monday. And I'm sitting there. My brother sits down next to me, and he's like, it's fake, right? And I'm like, shut up. And so he's watching. Every move they make, he's going, fake, fake, fake. That's fake, fake. I'm like, dude, now everything is fake. But UFC is one of those things you can't fake. You get kicked in the face. This is full contact sport. So I doubt they would let a 15-year-old girl fight in this. Especially, she's fighting, they say she's fighting the 26-year-old champion. That would just not happen. They would not allow a minor to fight someone over the age of 18. I'm sorry, that just would not happen. It would not happen. But Shelby taps her out real quick, and she's the new champion, apparently. I'm assuming youngest champion. But yeah, we get the credits, and then we get an iCarly segment. And so we had the Shelby Marx fight, and they showed a piece of it, and he's like, well, I bet Carly can. Oh, come on, I'll get you. And so it's a little joke, but then someone edits a video. I mean, it's never confirmed, but am I to suspect it was Neville who edited that video to begin with? I don't know, but it's an edited thing. And so Spencer, though, is having issues. He has the allergies, like I said. When I you know what? I already told you. It's just him with the weird allergies. He's, as we go along, I'll just say what the allergy is. But he's sneezing so much that the doctor comes. First, he gives him this dog worm medication, and they switch it. But Shelby Marx shows up wanting to do an exhibition fight. She's not really gonna hurt her. It's basically it's like wrestling. It's gonna be less contact stuff. My problem is with this. Okay, I get what you're selling here. I get what you're doing. That kind of thing. But then all they do with Carly is teach her to trash talk. And there's so much going on in this episode that even if this was going to be just an exhibition with zero to little contact. Little to no contact is what I'm trying to say. They would have to teach Carly how to sell. Because sell moves. Pretend she got hit, fall down. It would have to be like a wrestling show. They'd have to choreograph the stuff. They'd have to meet up and choreograph what moves are going to get hit, what are you going to do, how they're going to do it. They'd have to talk it out and figure it out. Especially since Carly's not a professional, but Shelby is. They'd have to sit there and kind of choreograph the fight. But they don't. And that was before shit happens and it becomes full contact. But Carly's still under the impression that it's gonna be just a fake fight. But there's been no kind of conversation on that. So I don't know. But Sam talks her. I fused it together. Sam talks her into talking dirty, and then there's an accident at a press conference. Well, first of all, You talk her into doing it. There's a press conference, and an accident happens where she accidentally knocks over Shelby's grandma. And I want to point out that this lady, forgot the actress's name, but this lady is the same lady in Good Burger who gets attacked by Ed, who's she's the one, oh poo, I wanted mustard, and she was gonna go eat the burger, and she gets knocked because the shark poisoning's in the sauce. So, yeah, I recognize it. Hey, that's the lady. Hey, what happened? Attack of an old lady, huh? All right. Would you please tell me why this is a good thing? Yes, I know who says that line, but still. Yeah, it's that lady. She just lives to get tackled, I guess. I know it's probably a stunt double both times, but I find it ironic that they chose that same actress to portray a character who's going to get knocked down both times. Yeah. But, yeah, so Shelby's pissed. But, so Carly backs out from the fight. You know, everybody was saying she was going to get her butt kicked, and she had to reassure them it was only a exhibition fight. It wasn't going to be really... Though, I don't know why you would go around telling people it was going to be a fake fight, because then that's going to spread. And they're like, oh, they're going to have a fight, but it's not a real fight. No one's actually going to get hit. That's not a good promotion. I'm just saying. Although, can it be worse than McGregor trying to do a boxing? I remember that shit. That shit was terrible. I'm like, fucking... My son was sleeping, but I was watching it in the other room. Like, fucking hit him! He just... Right. And from what I hear, the other fight, the Jake Paul... Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, that was a bunch of shit too. But a crock of shit, I should say. But yeah, so... What was that? So Shelby shows up to talk. I will say, when she shows up at first to negotiate, Spencer had gone to put anti-itching cream on, and he comes up covered in the shit in his boxers. I do like her trainer, who's like, I like this raisin toast. Because Freddie is now also obsessed with Shelby. Although, I do want to point out that, like, they become close personal friends with her. Sam was the one who knew her, and later, in the I Part with Victorious, Sam's line is, she looks just like that Shelby Marx chick you fought. Shelby Marx chick? As if she didn't know who it was. Just, I don't know. Anyway, so she's pissed that their grandma got pushed. So Carly goes down to talk to her and apologize. They say it was an accident, didn't mean to do anything. And so the fight's back on. It's going to be a safe fight. Oh, but one Neville Peppermint cannot have that. He and his porcupine are in his secret lair. Nerds have a... I have a lair. What was it Burton says? Nerds have a... But, I wish I knew. But, fuck. He'll never edit some footage from iCarly where Sam was talking about her grandmother, and the words pusher, grandmother, and down are in there. And he edits it to perfectly make it sound like Sam said, push your grandmother down. It wouldn't sound that perfect. I'm sorry. It wouldn't. Unless your name is Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, you're not making that sound perfect. Even Bezos, I'm not sure. Even AI couldn't sound that perfect. Now, think that software back then? I don't think so. Push your grandmother down. It would sound off, but it doesn't. And then the footage that he shows Shelby you can clearly tell that Sam's mouth is not moving the right way with those words. Yet she buys it. Because of course she does. So when the fight happens, she is pissed again and punches Carly in the face. And Carly freaks out, grabs her leg, and that's enough to last the 3 minutes. I do like the commentators when she's like, it's 1 3-minute round. And so all she got to do is last her. Yeah, but since no fight of Shelby's has lasted more than 3 minutes, that's relevant. Thanks for making me feel like an idiot, Steve. Or something. But, yeah. She lasts 3 minutes and then runs off. Also, this is where Spencer has the involuntary muscle spasms, keeps knocking Gibby's popcorn. And every time I watch this, I go, stand on the other side! You think he wouldn't stand next to Spencer if it happened the first time. Poor Gibby and his popcorn. But also Neville is there. And then so after Shelby goes to find out what's going on and they talk and they realize that Neville's behind it. So they confront Neville. I do like where like Carly shows up and then Shelby's there and he's like, I'm not scared of you. Then Sam shows up. Okay, you I'm scared of. Like he's not scared of an MMA fighter, CFC fighter, but he's scared of Sam. That says a lot about Sam, I guess. But yeah, it's a little revenge against Neville, and everything is hunky-dory. Yay. We don't really get a conclusion. Like, I would have liked to have something with Spencer where it's like, oh, my side effects are now gone, but it's just, no, this muscle spasm is the last one. So he has the uncontrollable itching, the sweating, not able to, he's incredibly thirsty. So one more, was that it? And then the muscle spasms, just those 4. Yeah, his subplot is not. It's there for the laughs, you know. But I always thought this was fun. I also need to point out. That's right. There was an iCarly thing, wasn't there? Right away, or no? It's an iCarly. It's not the beginning. It's when they go to. It's the iCarly show where they announce the fight, I think, and they start with Toe Theater or something. Toes with Froze. And I went, of course. He who should not be named needs to get something out there, right? I'm like, after I defended iCarly, I said only the later stuff was bad. This was in season 2, and I was like, of course. I had to pick one with the foot thing. By the way, I've never gotten the foot fetish. I think it's nasty. Okay? Why the hell would you want to put someone's foot in your mouth? Even if you washed it, it's still a foot. I don't care if you washed it 5 times, 50 times, 100 times before you come over to me. I ain't putting that shit in my mouth. That is gross. I will never find that attractive. I don't know why anyone would find that attractive. It's a goddamn foot. Now, before you say, how, what works. I know. But I find a foot more gross than eating pie. We'll put that much. Eating a nice piece of pecan pie is not as gross as eating a foot. Okay? I'm just saying. Feet are still grosser. And I'll die on that hill. You put someone's tongue in your mouth. Yeah? Tongues belong in mouths. Feet do not. See? I never got that fetish. Yuck. Anyway, this was a good episode. Sorry, I went a little rant there. I mean, the last that I did. I like it. So, what are your thoughts on this episode or special? That's almost like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.